Does anyone remember Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, the announcement trailer? I remember it. I did a video on it and I was like, wow, this looks really bad. Because it did look really bad. Like, the lead player was ugly ass space lesbo, I guess. I don't know. It was very strange. The whole thing was weird. It was a weird directional choice. Like, I understand that these kind of games are, you know, a long time in the works. But, I mean, mate, read the room. Like, really? You think people want to play as this? Bad times. Anyway, it's been massively delayed. And you know what's funny? Like, I came to it just to remind myself how bad this trailer did. 304,000 dislikes. Good lord. Way worse than I thought it had done. And it's got a lot of views. 3.2 million views. A year ago, apparently. It just looked terrible. Like, it was quintessentially... Look, I mean, this is a screen grab. This is like modern gaming in a nutshell. This is what you gatekeep from these kind of people. Man alive. Anyway, it's missed several deadlines. It's delayed, basically. And I just thought this was funny. Worth talking about. And I do wonder whether when we get the next trailer, they do any course correcting. I don't think that they will, by the way. But I do wonder if they do. So, as this article notes, Naughty Dog is somewhat infamous for their development cycles and rough working environment. Much like a ton of major studios, they've engaged in crunch culture to make sure their games hit the market at a speed that is doable. But sometimes, some requires extra effort and more time working. They did that with Uncharted 4, The Last of Us Part 2. And apparently the same is just happening for this movie. This game, not movie. So Naughty Dog has revealed any sort of release date, but apparently they're ramping up production with forced overtime, according to Bloomberg. Forced overtime. Man. Pff. The catalyst of this required overtime stems from several missed deadlines. So, basically, they miss... I mean, it's mental, isn't it? So, they miss loads of deadlines. And then they're like, right, well, forced overtime now then. That's it, forced overtime. Brilliant. So, apparently, staff were asked to work up to an extra 8 hours a week. With an increase in days at the office, Naughty Dog asked the team to return to the office for 5 days rather than the normal 3. I mean, I'm a proponent of people being in an office, quite frankly. So I don't really care about that. But an extra 8 hours a week, it's quite a lot. It's quite a lot, depending on how your days are set up already. That's quite a lot. Especially if it's your problem, right? If you've missed the deadlines to get roped into forced overtime. That's pretty bad, isn't it? So it's important to note that the overtime window seems to be over, apparently, as things are potentially caught up. So the overtime was mostly due to several missed deadlines related to an internal demo. That's a weird thing to force overtime for. Oh, we don't have an internal demo. Right, brilliant. So they had to finish that this month. Which could mean we might get more information from the horse's mouth in the near future. I mean, that's bad. That is bad. So, a little bit more information on this article. This is on PC Gamer. They got a little bit more information from this Bloomberg thing. So, yeah, crazy. So, at least 8 extra hours per week since late October in order to finish an internal demo. I think that's the weirdest thing for me. It's just an internal demo. Like, I mean, I guess kind of important, but all right. So apparently, behind the scenes, it's not been going massively well. They've missed multiple internal deadlines on Intergalactic, and this push is an attempt to get the game back on schedule. Employees were reportedly told not to work more than 60 hours per week, and were also Employees were reportedly told not to work more than 60 hours per week and were also ordered to return to the office for 5 days a week rather than the 3 days per week that was previously permitted. The report says the mandated overtime and office days actually ended this week for most staff as the internal demo is being finalised, but with the full game expected to be out sometime in 2027, some employees are reportedly worried that mandated crunch will get even worse down the road. Wow. They always do this. They keep doing this. That's bad, eh? Especially for a game that, like, people just think looks like shit. And again, I mean, look. The comments, they hated it. They sell the hair as a separate DLC. I feel like Will Smith will slap me for making fun of her. That dog isn't naughty anymore. Identify as non-binary. I respect Sony for not blocking the comments. The trailer is 2 hours ago. Ooh, it's so old we need a remaster. That's what Naughty Dog does all the time, just remaster games. The last game from us. Oh, that's brilliant. It's been 1 whole year without any updates. That's not that unusual, but okay. From the studio that got rid of all the developers that made your favourite childhood games. The main character looks like she belongs in Concord. You can really tell this started production in 2020. Man, isn't that the truth, eh? Isn't that the truth? So, yeah, bad. I think this is... Force crunch. Missed deadlines. Brilliant, Naughty Dog. You're doing so well. All on a game that I actually don't think people are that bothered about buying. And I think will probably not do very well. I guess. Obviously. You love to see it, to be honest. Well, I mean, I don't love to see force mandatory crunch. I don't care about people being told to go into the office. Like, boo-hoo, cry me a river, I guess. Like, you work for a company. Unless, caveat, unless it's part of your initial contract that you can work in at home for 2 days a week, and now you've got to go in for 5. That's bad. I'll agree with that. But if they just, it's not in your contract and you didn't barter with that, and it's just something that they allowed on a whim, and now they're disallowing it on a whim. Yeah, I'd cry me a river. Anyway, I don't have much else to say. Naughty Dog shit show, I guess. And this is a shit show. Like, what a complete shit show this is. Complete clown show. Complete clown show. So, love to hear your thoughts. As always, drop it down below. If you're new here, do hit subscribe if you like. If you fancy it, don't have to, obviously. Merry Christmas, though, as well, one and all. Yes, that's right. Merry Christmas, not Happy Holidays. Happy winter festive period time. Nah, I don't subscribe to that. Anyway, cheers. Bye-bye. Take care.